Good afternoon. Myself Ankit Acharya, working as an assistant professor in Hasmukh Goswami College of Engineering in the subject of mathematics. So today we are looking for the GTU paper solution of June-July 2011, and the subject is vector calculus and linear algebra. So let's see. Here is the subject, vector calculus and linear algebra, and we will see the whole solution of the GTU question paper of the June-July 2011. So let's see. This is the contained GTU paper solution June-July 2011. First question, question 1a. First part, use Gauss-Jordan method to find A inverse if A is equal to this matrix, with the first row is 7, 6, 2, second row is -1, 2, 4, and the third row is 3, 6, 8. So now what is Gauss-Jordan method? We have to convert the given matrix. Left hand side we have to make the given matrix, and right hand side we have to make the identity matrix, and using the row elementary operations we have to make that left hand side is our identity matrix, and whatever the right hand side matrix, that is our inverse of the given matrix. So here is the matrix, augmented matrix A oblique I means identity matrix, A is a given matrix. So this matrix has first row is 7, 6, 2, you can see on the screen, 7, 6, 2, 1, 0, 0, -1, 2, 4, 0, 1, 0, and the third row is 3, 6, 8, 0, 0, 1. So next, first operation, first we have to make the first element, the first leading entry we want to make 1. So what we have to do, we multiplied third row with -2 and add into the first row. So that operation we said that R1 minus 2 R3. So the first leading entry in the first row we will make 0, we will make 1. So that's why with this operation, first we multiply third row with -2 and the add into the first row, that is R1 minus 2 R3. So the first row become 1, -6, -14, 1, 0, -2, and the second and third row are same. Second row is as it is, -1, 2, 4, 0, 1, 0, and the third row is also as it is, 3, 6, 8, 0, 0, 1, right? So now we have a 1 in the first element in the first row. So next what we have to do, we want to make 0 in the first column below the 1. So that -1 we want to make 0, and that third we want to make 0. So what we have to do, we multiply first row with 1 and add into the second row, and we multiply first row with -3 and add into the third row. So here is the process, we multiply first row 1 and add into the second row, and we multiply first row with -3 and add into the third row. So what is our matrix now? The first row is as it is, 1, -6, -14, 1, 0, -2. The second row is 0, -4, -10, 1, 1, -2. The third row is 0, 24, 50, -3, 0, 7. Okay. Now what we have to do, in the second row we want to make that -4, that -4 we want 1 there, barabar. So what we have to do, we multiply second row with -1/4. Okay. So the first row and the third row is as it is, first row and third row are as it is. First row is 1, -6, -14, 1, 0, -2, and the second row become 0, 1, 5/2, -1/4, -1/4, and -1/2. Okay. And the third row is also as it is, 0, 24, 50, -3, 0, 7. Now what we have to do next, what is our next process? The next process is we want to in the second column, you can see in the second column we want to make that -6 we want 0, and then in the same column 24 we want 0, right, to become identity matrix. So that is our next process. We multiply second row with 6 and add into the first row, and multiply second row with minus 24 and add into the third row. Okay, so here is the process. So second row is as it is 0 1 5 by 2. You can see second row is as it is 0 1 5 by 2 minus 1 by 4 minus 1 by 4 minus 1 by 2. Here also 0 1 5 by 2 minus 1 by 4 minus 1 by 4 1 by 2. But the first and the third row are different now, because we processing that second row with multiply 6 and add into the first row, and second row with multiply with minus 24 and add into the third row. So the first row become now 1 0 1 minus 1 by 2 minus 3 by 2 1, and the third row is now 0 0 minus 10 3 6 minus 5. Okay, now what we have to do to become leading entry in the third row? To become leading entry, we want that minus 10 we want 1 there. So what we have to do? We multiply third row with minus 1 by 10. We multiply third row with minus 1 by 10. So the first and second row is as it is 1 0 1 minus 1 by 2 minus 3 by 2 1, 0 1 5 by 2 minus 1 by 4 minus 1 by 4 1 by 2. But now the third row is now 0 0 1 minus 3 by 10 minus 3 by 5 and 1 by 2. Okay, so next process, what we have to do in the next to become left hand side matrix, to become identity matrix? Only you can see only the third column, in only the third column we want 0 in the first element and the second element. So we multiplied third row with minus 1 and add into the second row. Okay, we multiply third row with minus 1 and add into the first row, and multiply third row with minus 5 by 2 and add into the second row. So that is our next process. Here is the process. We multiply third row with minus 5 by 2 and add into the second row, and multiply third row with minus 1 and add into the first row. So you can see left hand side, now we have identity matrix 1 0 0 0 1 0 0 0 1. Whatever the matrix in the right hand side, that is our inverse of the given matrix, right? So that matrix, that is minus 1 by 5 minus 9 by 10 1 by 2 1 by 2 5 by 4 minus 3 by 4 minus 3 by 10 minus 3 by 5 and 1 by 2, that is our inverse of the given matrix, right? And this method is called using the Gauss-Jordan method. Okay, with using the elementary row operation, we can find inverse of 3 cross 3 matrix. Similarly, you can also find the inverse of 2 cross 2 matrix, 4 cross 4 matrix. Okay, but generally in the GTU exam, we know that maximum problems or maximum examples are of 3 cross 3 matrix. Okay, because 4 cross 4 matrix, the example of 4 cross 4 matrix is quite difficult to solve it. It's long process, and the example of 2 cross 2 method is very easy. So normally you can see in the GTU question paper, the 3 cross 3 matrix are usually used. Okay, so maximum example of inverse and anything, you can see that maximum number of example are for 3 cross 3 matrix, right? So this is the first question, the inverse of the given matrix we solve. Now next question 1a, first part we see, and this is the second part of that question. Show that the inner product uv, that is equal to 13 u1 v1 minus 5 u1 v2 minus 5 u2 v1 plus that is not 175 but 5 u2 v2, that is a mistake. 5 u2 v2 is generated by the matrix A is equal to 3 1 2 minus 4, the matrix 3 1 2 minus 4. This question asks 2 marks, okay, in the GTU paper for 2 marks. So inner product generated by A is inner product uv, that is equal to A into u into A into v. where u is equal, u and v are column vectors, u1 u2, v is v1 v2. So now inner product uv is equal to a into u dot a into v. Okay, we already answered that. We want to prove that the given inner product is generated by the given matrix A. So we using this property, inner product uv is equal to a into u dot a into v, that is equal to 3 1 2 minus 4 u1 u2 column vector, 3 1 2 minus 4 v1 v2 column vector. Okay, that is equal to 3 u1 plus u2, 2 u1 minus 4 u2, 3 v1 plus v2, 2 v1 minus 4 v2. So we multiplied 3 u1 plus u2 into just matrix multiplication, using the matrix multiplication, 3 u1 plus u2 into 3 v1 plus v2 plus 2 u1 minus 4 u2 into 2 v1 minus 4 v2. So that is equal to 13 u1 v1 minus, that is not 513 but 5 u1 v2 minus 5 u2 v1 plus 17 u2 v2. Okay, so that is the second part of the first question, first A, question 1A, asked with the 2 marks. Okay, next question, question 1B. In the first part of that question, test the consistency and solve. Test the consistency means solution are exist or not for the given system of linear equation. If solution is not exist, then we can say that the given system of equations are inconsistent, and if solutions are exist, then we can say that the given system of linear equation are consistent. So that is the definition to become that is the definition that the given system of linear equation are consistent or inconsistent. So that we have to check here. Test the consistency and solve for the given equations, given linear equations, right? The first equation is 5x plus 3y plus 7z is equal to 4. Second equation is 3x plus 26y plus 2z is equal to 5. And the third equation is 7x plus 2y plus 10z is equal to 5. Okay, with the 5 marks. This questions asked in 5 marks. Okay, so let's see. First we have to make augmented matrix from the using of this linear system of equation, and this is our augmented matrix. The augmented matrix, that is equal to 5 3 7 4. The last column is the right hand side of the equations, 4 5 and 5. You can see last column is 4, sorry, this is 9, 4 5 and 5. Okay, so 5 3 7 4, 3 26 2 9, 7 2 10 5. Okay, now what we have to do first we want to make 1 in the leading entry in the first row. So what we have to do, we divided first column with 1 by 5, right? So R1 with the process R1 1 by 5. The first row is now 1 3 by 5, 7 by 5, 4 by 5, 3 26 2 9. Second and third row are as it is. You can see 3 26 2 9, 7 2 10 5. Okay, now we multiply first row with minus 3 and add into the second row, and we multiply first row with minus 7 and add into the third row. So here 1 3 by 5, 7 by 5, 4 by 5. First row is as it is. Second and third row become 0. Second in the first column, the below 1 we want 0 there. Okay, so instead of 3 and 7 we want 0, because we are trying to make that the given augmented matrix into a row echelon form. Otherwise we cannot solve it, right? If you want to solve this system of linear equation, we have to try that augmented matrix into a row echelon form, and we know that conditions, you should know that all the conditions of row echelon form, right? The first condition is below the leading entry all the elements should be 0, right? Leading entry, whenever we are going from above to below, the leading entry should go from left hand side to right hand side, and if there is any 0 row, that means any row contains all the elements are 0, that should be the bottom of the matrix. So these are the basic conditions to become a row echelon form, right? So we are trying to make this matrix into a row echelon form, right? Otherwise we cannot solve this system of linear equation. So here we are doing that thing. Okay. So next process, we multiply first row with minus 3 and add into the second row. We multiply first row with minus 7 and add into the third row. So the first row is as it is 1, 3 by 5, 7 by 5, 4 by 5. The second row is 0, 121 by 5, minus 11 by 5, 33 by 5. Third row is 0, minus 11 by 5, 1 by 5, minus 3 by 5. Now what we have to do here, in the second row you can see what is leading entry, 121 by 5. That is our leading entry, but we want there 1, because otherwise we cannot solve it, right? Because if we have 1 in that place, then you can multiply easily and trying to make the above part and the below part, that means the above element and the below element, we have to make 0 easily, very easily, if that leading entry is 1. Okay, so that we are trying to do first, that leading entry should be 1 there, right? Otherwise you can solve it, but it's quite difficult. Okay, so we multiply second row with 5 by 121. So here is the next process. The second row, we multiply second row with 1 by 11 and add into the third row, right? You can easily direct solve it, because you can see in the third row the leading entry is minus 11 by 5. Okay, and whenever you multiply second row with 5 by 11, in that place you will get 11 by 5, 5 by 11, in that place you will get 11. So then we subtract that. Okay, so we multiply second row with 1 by 11